zoom is very sensitive on these cameras. That might be a little too close, but we'll leave it there for now. Okay. Well, I did beat a boss on Monkey Souls. But after I beat it, typically I'll feel like, yeah, let me go see what's next. And I was just like, tonight I was just like, man.
I just want to take the W and go to...
Yeah, I want to take the dub. I just want to rack up the dub. And then go to bed. Or not go to bed, but just be done with Monkey for a while. Just wasn't hitting the same tonight.
Hey, we won today. We got cheaper weed than we thought we could get.
True. That's always a plus.
Yeah.
You get cheaper weed.
Just gonna chase down the ones I know you like and try a bunch of these different dispensaries.
Yeah.
Get all the new customer discounts.
Yeah. Serious. Just travel around and never visit the same dispensary twice. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, had the smell of tulipas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My sight grew my eyes grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. As I stood in the doorway, I heard the mission bell. I kept thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. Then he lit up a candle and he showed me the way. Heard the voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Such a lovely face. I'm in a room at the Hotel California. What a nice surprise. Bring your alibis. How's it going? It's going good, Trip. Just lit it. You know what to do. You know what time it is, Trip. Yeah, the Eagles are awesome. Just pack the bong up. Yeah. Get deep, get fried. I don't know how long I'll hang out tonight, to be honest with you. I had fun on the main stream tonight, you know, making fun and, well, I guess making fun of the DNC and all that. It was fun. It's fun to make light of the things that everybody's taking seriously sometimes. It can be cathartic, I think, for people to laugh. But you know, after that, I was like, yeah, dude, I could do a stream, and I started doing Monkey Souls, and all of a sudden I was just hit with this, like, bro, I don't want to be doing this. Not like I don't want to be playing the game or I don't want to be streaming, just I don't want to be doing both. Here I am. It's the, like, that's the reason why I was talking about it. It's the reason why I don't do like more gaming content or let's plays or streaming games much. It's because I'm not used to having to be like, I need to play for at least 2 more hours to make this, like, fuck that. I play video games for fun, and tonight I beat that boss and I wanted to take the dub and walk, you know. I didn't feel like playing any more Monkey. It's like, oof, that boss was annoying the fuck out of me, so I had to focus up and get quiet so I could beat it quick. Hey, Paul, do you think Trump is likely to win? I think it's a coin flip right now. I think anybody telling you they think they know who's going to win this far out from the fucking election probably got an agenda. Sometimes you just got to take the dub. True. Do you think it matters? No, but I don't think anything matters. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. No, I mean, it matters, to you, that's good. It doesn't to me. It doesn't. You could say that's privilege. I'd say it's more perspective. But we could argue about that too, I guess, huh? Everything's an argument now, man. Nobody can just go like, all right, man, I don't agree with you, but chill. That's chill. That's okay. All singing the classics tonight. Yeah. Well, that one dude requested it. He requested me to sing it. Sing something else. I can't remember what it was now. But he had me singing something. And then I just said nothing really matters. And, you can't say that and not think of Queen. Paul's Fortress arc? No. Not at all. It's just like how I argue is going to get different. Like I'm going to stop entertaining people who want to shuffle the cards around and do the like, well, this is theoretically marginally better. Like that is not where my mind is at. It's not where my, you know, political prescriptions would be at. And so I'm just going to stop it. No more like me talking about who I'm going to vote for or whether or not I'm going to vote. My answer from now on, I think that's a big change, honestly. My answer from now on is I'm undecided. Well, are you even going to vote? I'm undecided. And then on that day, or within a week of that day, anybody asks me who I vote for, my answer is going to be none of your goddamn business. Because I'm sick of the duopoly, and if I want to be sick of the duopoly, I got to quit fucking engaging with the people who are sick with it. And make no bones about it, a lot of the political class that we're talking about is sick with the duopoly. People are just huffing the fucking copium. And it just ain't what it is. You ain't gonna hear it from me no more. You know, I'm gonna do my best when I run across a person like that to just say, I don't think this conversation is gonna go anywhere. I respect your opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and bow out. Thanks. Because I feel like there's a lot of gaslighting and time wasting that goes on with this incremental, well, theoretically, don't you think Trump might maybe be worse? Maybe he would bomb Palestinians harder? Do you think? It's like, I'm not going to play that fucking child game anymore. It leads nowhere, and it literally is like partially, or at least, you know, in a major way, responsible for me being so burnt out on politics this far from fucking election night. Typically, it's like right around election night that I start to feel that bedraggled feeling. Like, I'm so sick of hearing people's opinions about people they aren't gonna fucking even talking about after the fucking election. You know what I mean? I'm just sick of hearing people make the same fucking arguments over and over again like it's fresh hash. And we've got months, you know? And a large part of that is because I chose this time around, this cycle around, to engage with people, even though they say you don't engage with them, to engage with the people on their incrementalism and to make a counter argument based in that same realm. And it availed me of absolutely nothing other than some funny moments maybe for people watching my show. So I guess that's not absolute kitty fight. I guess that's not absolutely nothing, but you know what I'm saying. Like, personally, I accomplished nothing. Like, growth-wise, I accomplished nothing. It availed me of no new knowledge. I didn't learn anything new from the people going like, Kamala will probably be better. Joe might actually maybe be better on this. Trump might be worse, theoretically. You know, like, it was a waste of time, you know? I still hear it every day, and a lot of times from the same fucking sources, and the same people, in the same manner. And it's a fruitless expenditure of my mental energy to engage with it. If that's a person's prescriptions, it's just like, are you willing to admit that Donald Trump might theoretically be worse than Kamala? Yes. See? There you go, then. If that's like the depth that you're willing to go and like talking about political power and talking about the proletariat and stuff and how we use our political power and how we align it. If that's as deep as you want to go in the conversation, then you and I just can't talk. I respect your opinion, but I'm not interested in spinning it out anymore, you know? Go play the fucking gaslight game with somebody else. I've had enough of it. Speaking of that, yeah. You go, Trip. You go. You do your fucking business. Paul, did you make your money in tech? No. I don't have money. I guess technically, yeah. I'm a podcaster. I've been a podcaster for 10 years, and that's how I make my money. So I guess technically that's tech, right? Tech-ish. Hereditary or Midsummer? Midsummer over Hereditary, but they're both really good. I like them both. But I choose. You making me choose. I take Midsummer. I think it's a better movie. I'm stoned. Me too. Dude, that's weird that at the same time we were stoned. You know what I mean? Heard anybody hear about Kanye West being hooked on nitrous? And the people around him are taking advantage of it. Oh, they're stealing from him while he's all fucking gassed out. Dude, nitrous is wild. I mean, like, I don't like look down my nose at people doing drugs of any kind, but like getting into like inhalants. This is not new way. Really liking Blue Dream, very nice strain. Cool. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Probably my favorite. I'm sober till the DOT regulations change. Oh, Department of Transportation. Oh no. Oh no. You got wangled and fandangled drunk. Drunk driving. Or you're a truck driver that has to piss. Bro, everything to fight the demons, but take proper medication. Exactly. Exactly. Thoughts on 9/11 and Israel? Bro, I don't even fucking know. And neither do you. Trucker. Yeah. I figured. Oh, goodness, man. Feels so nice out here. Do you know what the high is going to be here tomorrow? 83. You know how music that is to my ears, bro? It's going to be like brisk tonight. It's like a cold front blowing in. Well, like not a cold front, but like cold air blowing in, you know? 83. I was like, damn. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I have some nitrous. Everyone Blue Moon. Someone gave me some today, and I haven't touched it, but it's pretty fun when you're bored and smoking weed. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, you know, do what you want. You know, have your fun, but getting hooked on inhalant shit, bro, I'm gonna have to put my fucking hair up. The breeze is driving me insane. There's hair in my mouth and face every fucking 10 seconds. Dude, curious case of the disappearing hair ties. Where do they go? Why do they keep disappearing? And where do they disappear to? Oh, the world may never know. But I'll tell you this. I've had just about enough of the wind picking up little wispy parts of my fucking hair and blowing it all up in my face and nose and eyes and ears. Wind plus my hair just doesn't do well. So I just have to put it away. Sorry, just taking advantage of that ponytail for the leverage to stretch. Will-o-wisp hair, yeah. Just like every time the breeze picks up, it feels nice, and then all of a sudden it's like, and I'm like, and I try and go over here. No, it's the one over here now. Just let me put it up. Hair in a bun, we're good. Maybe use it moving to the USA next year. Any recommendations for states, cities? What do you do? Like, it's hard to recommend some, because like, here's what you need to understand about the US. It's huge. And there's everything here. Like, different kinds of weather, different kinds of politics, different, areas that are known for like tech, areas that are known for industry, areas that are known for oil, areas that are known for education. It's kind of like, what are you into? What are you looking to be into? Yeah, don't go to Florida. Okay? Definitely that. And think real hard before you move anywhere that is described as being in the South. So we're talking Texas, New Mexico, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Florida, all of that. And then even the East Coast ones like Virginia and West Virginia. Yeah, avoid Ohio like the plague. Avoid Kansas. Avoid Wisconsin. Avoid, I hate to say it because it's a beautiful state, but avoid Utah because it's full of Mormons. Basically, okay, now I've narrowed down my advice. Come to California. If you're a tech bro, this is where you want to be. I had my eyes set on Washington State, but I hear it's expensive. The whole West Coast is expensive. If you're going to be in a big city on the West Coast of America, it's going to be expensive. You better get ready for the expense. There are ways you can offset it if you're willing to move inland or move to a very much smaller city or a more remote city. But I don't know what your needs are, If you're looking for cheap rentals, come to Sacramento, then move to a nice area later. Yeah, or Fresno, or just land somewhere on the West Coast. Go to like Spokane or something. And if you want to eventually land in Seattle, get yourself fucking there, and then it'll be easier to make that move when you're in the area, Whatever. I guess avoid Texas, but I kind of liked Texas, but yeah, I would never go back. I would never live there again, for sure. But there were parts about Texas I really liked. Like I enjoyed certain aspects of Texas, for sure. Well, Paul, I'm hitting community college this winter at 22. Any advice? Nope. I'm a bad guy to come to for college advice. What is it? 4-time college dropout. That's pretty prestigious in and of itself, to be honest with you. Have you tried cigars? Yeah. Yeah, I've smoked cigars. Yeah, I'm moving to Northern California to the coast soon, and I couldn't be more excited. I have, growing up in California, I was inland in California in the inner valley, Central Valley of Cali. It's where I grew up. But that's like 2 hours and change away from the most beautiful beaches in the world, in my opinion. And so my family and I were just at the ocean every weekend, you know. And I've always wanted to be there. But like when I was a kid, I used to tell my parents, can we move, to the beach? Can we move to Pismo? And they'd be like, too expensive. And then when I got older, like when I got with my first, long-term girlfriend, I remember when we were talking about moving back to Cali, I was like, maybe we could move to somewhere that's close to the beach. Nah, too expensive. Then when I got married the first time, You know, there was that time where it's like she was finishing up college, I was ready to move into a better job. Everything was, you know, we were moving towards getting married. And I broached the subject like, hey, you know, maybe we should move to the coast. Nah, too expensive. And I just left it at that my whole life. And now, at 44, I'm finally going to move to the ocean. And I'm going to be there the rest of my life, I hope. And that is cool. It's really cool. Well, I'm living I'll be in extreme northwest Cali. And when I say extreme, I mean there's literally, I don't think there's any town more north. So that probably tells you where I'll be. But yeah, very close to the Oregon border and just nestled in a beautiful little bay. Small town, remote town. How did you propose to your first wife? Um, at the beach. So I had this whole thing planned. I'd got a ring for her made and blah, blah, blah. I let her mom in on it because I didn't have a whole lot of money after buying the ring. You know, I was pretty poor. Not like ass broke, but I wanted to do something really nice. And so her mom came up with this bullshit story about how she won, you know, 2 nights at this really nice resort in Pismo, and she and her husband couldn't take it, so would you and Paul take it? And so we went under cover of that, but, you know, really it was so that I could get her down there to propose. We went for a walk down on the beach. I got to a, you know, the sun was kind of setting. I set it up to where we were down on the beach and kind of walking with the sunset. And when the moment felt right, I just like said, hey, stop for a second. I reached in my pocket and I hit my knee. And she looked at me. At first, I thought she was going to say no, but she looked at me like she was shocked it was happening. Because we'd been together for a long time, and I'd kind of like jokingly and half jokingly, half not jokingly, been like, why complicate shit with a marriage? We love each other. Let's just stay together like this. So I think part of her didn't believe I was ever going to fucking do it. And I had been very secretive about it, so nobody had dropped any hints to her. I didn't tell strategically, I didn't tell certain people in my life. Not because I don't love them, but because I don't trust them to keep a secret. So I'd only involve the people I needed to involve in it. And it was good. She said yes. And yeah, we got married in 2007. I was 27 years old. And, you know, at that point, we had been together, I want to say since 2003. So already quite a few years there. And then we were together another long time. Altogether, I think it was 12 years. That 12-year long relationship, which was quite notable. It was nice. It was an actual surprise. Well, that's the thing with me is like, you know, I got the little actors thing, so I can hide the shit, and I knew how to do it on the absolute deal. Dude, my second proposal was slightly less auspicious. It was during COVID, and it was during hard lockdowns in COVID. And I knew it was time, but I didn't like, I wanted her to have input on what kind of ring she got. I didn't want to just guess and get a ring. I wanted her to be able to pick and choose what kind of ring she wanted. And so I flashed back to this like childhood commercial, ring pops. You guys remember those? In the 80s, there was a song that, you know, it's a juicy jewel of flavor, ring pop. And they're in the commercial back in the 80s, early 90s. there's like a boy, but he's dressed up like a man, and there's a girl that dressed up like a grown woman, and he goes, "Will you wear my ring?" And he proposes with a ring pop. And I was like, dude, you know what? Fuck it. If she's the type of person that I know her to be, she'll think this is hilarious. And so I ordered a box of ring pops, and I took one, and I proposed to her in our apartment because we couldn't really do anything. We couldn't go anywhere. And she thought it was the funniest shit. And then she immediately picked out, well, I told her, I want to get a ring, but I just didn't want to order one. I can't go shopping for one now. I want you to have input. So she looked and she picked a ring. And that was that, you know. Less auspicious, but a better story, in my opinion. For me, at least. Sounds parasocial, but just from these streams, you guys seem really good together. We are. We got the yin and the yang when it needs to be there, you know what I mean? We balance each other really well. We're very different personalities, but we respect one another's differences, and that makes it really good between us. It feels good between us, and I'm glad that it shows between us, because I think it is good. How do you deal with breakups, Paul? It's tragic. You get sad, you get angry, you lash out, you kind of like unintentionally and intentionally self-harm. You binge drink, you overindulge in drugs. I was never the type to go out and like have breakup sex. You know what I mean? But I know a lot of people deal with it that way. Like that's one way to get over it. Like go out and be with somebody else. I was never able to really do that one. So I just brood and seethe, and I realize, it's going to be a while before I even care anymore about another person or even want to have another person. And I'm going to be sad, and I'm going to be mad, and I'm going to be desperate, and I'm going to be lonely, and I'm going to be, all those things. But at the end of that, I'll be okay. And that's just having gone through breakups, Loneliness time in your life? You're talking about loneliest time in my life was probably the last 2 or 3 years of my first marriage. I was in what, if you look into it, you'll see it described as a dead marriage, or I don't know what you'd call it, but we were just roommates. All the TLC had gone out of it, all the romance had gone out of it, and we were just roommates, and it was just rote and very predictable, and we were fighting a lot, and even though I was there with her and working and at work around a lot of people all the time, I never felt lonelier in my life than then. I felt like I was the only person in the world because I needed somebody to talk to, but I had no clue who I could talk to about my honest feelings about the fact that I thought my marriage might be over. And the only person I could think of that I trusted enough to even sit down and try and talk to about that was my ex-wife at the time. Well, she was my wife at the time. She was like, say what you want, but I trusted her. But I couldn't go, maybe I should have. Maybe that would have saved the marriage. I don't know. There's always maybes, hindsight and all that. But I didn't know how to do that. I wasn't mature enough to do that. And so I basically just kind of stuffed it. I think I probably knew that my marriage was over for at least a year. And it may have been longer than that, but I will say it was at least a year where I knew that it probably, like 99.9% wasn't going to get fixed, wasn't mendable. I started asking myself the hard questions and being honest, like, do I even want to mend it at this point? The answer was no. you know. And well, it's one of those things, man. It was a rough time in my life, and people ask me about it a lot, and I talk about it a lot because I don't mind talking about it. But to be honest with you, it's a distant thing now. It's a part of my life that, you know, happened, and I'm happy it did. The fan of the show, you seem like you're in a good place right now. I am. Thanks for noticing. I won't say that I'm like the healthiest I've ever been, mentally or physically, but I feel great. You know, I got to be close to that, and I've got a lot of cool stuff upcoming in my life. The move, notwithstanding, you know, moving, going to a new place, going to a new area, change of scenery, a change of pace for my life. You know, they're just, I have a lot of things in my personal life, irons in the fire on that end, stuff that I don't necessarily want to involve the internet with. Not that it's bad, it's just personal, you know. Things I might, you know, do, or businesses I might want to be in, or whatever the fuck. Um, and I got a lot of that, you know, on the cusp of starting the ball is rolling now a little bit, and it's like, cool. You know, I feel good there, and I feel like I have a destination in mind, you know, in terms of like goals and moving towards those goals. That always feels good, right? Always feels good to me. Great live stream. I have to work on replacing floors early in the morning. Sorry for having to. No, that's all good, bro. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck with the floors. God bless a working man. Yeah, I just got out of a 10-year relationship, and there's a lot of sadness and anger, just looking forward to a change of scenery. Yeah, that can help too, man. I hate to, like, put it this way, because a lot of people, it's not a good thing. The breakup is awful and hard, right? But if you think about it, like, here's what I did. And I was like, I'm going to write down positives and negatives. And I've done this a few times in my life when I'm catastrophizing over something. And, you know, when I did that, it was like the positives, there's a lot of great stuff that is now possible because you and this person that maybe didn't get along as well as you thought you would are no longer tied together and bickering and at odd purposes with one another, right? You're at odds with one another, so you never get anywhere. You know, like you're single now, you know? You know, bonus. You're not tied to someone else's expectations. Bonus. You can move. You can change your jobs, and nobody's gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't think you should do that." Bonus. You know, I think that's cool. I like that. I think that's chill. It's definitely a cool place to be in. So, get your positives in order, man. Get your positives up. Accentuate the positive. What happened to the chat? Whoa. Okay, everybody was just soaking it in. All right. I thought the chat froze for a second. Endless possibilities, just grieving. Yeah, you got to do that, man. Yeah. I'm not like, dude, you don't just lay there forever, but give yourself time to just be sad. Play, you know, wrap yourself in a blanket and play some Zelda and watch old movies and distract yourself and do things that make you feel good. The gym is a great idea, bro. I'm not saying that that'll work for everybody, but if you like going to the gym, then do something you like and get out of the headspace. Let yourself be sad and angry about it. If you got a friend you can lend who will lend you an ear, bitch about it, and you know really start taking taking your own back, you know, because that's the hard part after a breakup. It's a lot of blame, and I think people put it a lot on themselves internally. It's like, there's no need to even point the finger anymore, man. It's over. What's good, my man? How you doing today? I'm okay. I'm on a mood swingy kind of day, man. I was really kind of like happy earlier, but now I feel a lot more like pensive. Pensive, is that the word I'm looking for? I guess it is. I'm like lost in thought and a little agitated, maybe. Is that the word? Agitated. I'm a little agitated, but I'm okay. Overall, I can't really complain much. And if I did, who'd listen? Dad joke. That's like a classic dad phrase, right? Are you transgender? What does that matter? Are you transgender? I hate even answering the question. Like, it's A, none of your business, and B, a really impertinent thing to ask somebody that you don't know. I asked you first. I asked you second. Yeah, it's time for the transvestigation of the poltergeist. It's time to transvestigate Paul. Was Paul born Pauline? Alright, well, to answer your question, that's none of your fucking business. And watch your mouth if you want to get fucking a single other thing in. Because if you ask another dumb, impertinent question that you would never ask in public, I'm going to dunk you into the toilet. Metaphorically speaking. Thanks for the entertainment for 10 plus years. I work at a sandwich place, and the guys got me through some serious lunch rushes. Cool. Sorry. Weed. Transvestigate Paul. That man is too pretty. That man is way too pretty. That has to be a lady. Dude, people are wild, bro. Dude, the fucking shit that people are like concerned about is wild. You seem like a cool guy to have a beer with once. Damn, only once? Only one time, though? That's kind of effed up. I'm banning all the tism in chat. I know, I'm watching you do it, and it's fun. You're doing a good job. You're sweeping it. Does the drapes match the blinds? Yeah. I mean, no. I kinda. My hair is weird, bro. And that's just like all over. The head hair is great. The beard hair is Viking as fuck. Damn, this wind is dope. I like this wind. I think I might need to take down my fucking... before it knocks my phone into the dust. Time to take down the old umbrella. There we go. That's better. You need a baptism. You need a baptism, you dirty, sinning piece of shit. You don't know nothing about me, man. I'm holy. I'm the holy of holies, bro. You, on the other hand, are a punk-ass, dirty, sinning bitch. And you need to get washed in the blood of Jesus, bro. How you feel about that, Jay? I flip it on its head now. You're the sinner. I'm the saint. You the bad one. I'm the good one. You the evil one. I'm the righteous one. The only holy is the one in your underwear? Bro, there's one more holy on me. I'll let you get a deep whiff if you ask me, dude. I'll let you smell the holy of holies if you ask nice, if you beg. All right, but you gotta beg, you filthy, dirty sinner, because you gotta do penance, bro. Do not believe in Jesus Christ any more than you believe in yourself. I am Jesus. Hello? Oh, hold up. Excuse me? I ain't who? I'm sorry. Let me get my... I'm used to conversing in Aramaic, so... I'm sorry, I'm not... You ain't... You ain't who? You want to rephrase that? You might want to rephrase that. You better straighten up. Yeah. People are always going like, when Jesus comes back, bitch, I've been back for 44 years and nobody's noticed. Okay? But I tell you what, I ain't gonna tell you when or how, but I got some shit in store for you. Paul died for our sins. That's exactly true. Yes. It's exactly correct. Feels so nice. I love the air, the breeze. If lay on hands worked in real life, I'd be religious, but that's usually not what priests are doing with their hands. True. Very fucking true. Very honestly true. How'd the cross go, bro? Insensitive. Okay, that's my trauma you're talking about. You're asking me like you would ask your neighbor how the trip to the fucking beach on the weekend went. Okay, how did I? Let me rephrase your question to make sure we're talking about the same thing. How did getting nailed to a piece of wood while I was still alive after spending all day getting scourged go? Yeah, bro, it sucked. It really sucked. Is that what you wanted to hear? What did you think I was going to say? Oh, it was a good little fun time. You know, got to chill in the Garden of Gethsemane. You know, got to hang out with my bros. You know, a little bit of weirdness at the end there, but ultimately got to go to heaven. Like, is that what you want to hear? It sucked. Every bit as bad as you can imagine it sucked, and then times that by 10, and it still sucked more. Okay? What was Mary Magdalene to you? Hey, do I know you, buddy? Who's your side piece, Chris McDougal? Why don't you call out her name? In fact, give us her social security number while you're at it. Impertinent, asking all these questions. I'm your lord, man. Show a little bit, put a little respect on my name. Jesu Christe. Okay? Did you enjoy Mel Gibson's portrayal of your suffering? What do you think, Sophia? Let me ask you a question, Sophia. Let's say, for example, somebody busted up in your house right now, right? Took you, fucking abducted you out of your house, okay? Whipped you until you were bloody, okay? And then let's just, I don't know, let's come up with something crazy. Nailed you to a piece of wood and then stabbed you in the side with a spear, okay? Let's say that happened to you. And then let's say that down the line a piece, you're chilling, gotten over it, you've come to terms with your trauma, right? And all of a sudden you hear this fucking idiot Mel Gibson is making a movie about your trauma. And you watch it, and it doesn't even come close. And everybody talks about how awesome it is, and you just have to sit there. How do you think that felt? How would you feel? Hmm? It sucked. Once again. Was Buddha the one that introduced you to stress eating? Yes. Well, it was Buddha. He was the guy that was like, you know, food is the nectar of thought, and thought is the nectar of action. And I was like, well, that's a good point, Buddha. And then I shouldn't have listened to him, but he was a trickster, that guy. Can we discuss atheism today? Sure, we can do that if you want. I mean, can you tell us about Rufus, the 13th apostle? Fucking chill guy, honestly. Like a Moor. Well, I'm sorry, that term, we don't use that anymore, I forgot. A black guy that I met. And these racist bastards, after I died, they cut Rufus out of the Bible for obvious reasons. But, you know, I don't want to say too much, but let's just say I use Rufus for special things now. You know, Rufus and I are tight still. But Rufus is awesome, though. He just got cut out of the Bible because he's a black guy. And that sucks, because I was chill with everybody, bro. And I'm going to be honest with you right now. Both Peter and Thomas were mixed. You didn't hear it from me. Well, I guess you did hear it from me. Is it true that all dogs go to heaven? Yes. Who gives better dab ups? What do you mean, who gives better dab ups? Are you talking daps? I don't even understand the question. Paul, what is the Book of Enoch? You got me, bro. I didn't write the shit. You asking me about? Think I know anything about that? I don't know shit about it. Have you noticed a backlash against atheism lately? I noticed it particularly on Reddit. Yeah. Well, there's a backlash against intellectualism right now. And typically, I would imagine that comes with a healthy dose of hatred for people that don't believe. I don't know if you'll notice, but you're being very heavily encouraged every day, especially if you're in the West, to join any number of teams. Political teams, social teams, corporate teams, brand teams, content creator teams. It's like you're being recruited, right? And right now, if you're not on the team, you're the enemy. You know, if you're not doing the political thing, if you're not rah 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 sis boom ba, are you goat or fish? Um, I am neither goat nor fish, but both abide in the bosom that is mine holy power. No, I'm a fish. That's my symbol, remember? You know the symbol. The fish. What would you do? All right, go versus fish. I'm going to test the verses right now. I'm going to test the verses right now. Let's say you just met me and you walk up and you say, are you goat or fish? Choose. And I tell you that I'm neither, and that being accused of riding the fence is a great cultural insult on the island in which I was raised. How does one respond to that versus? How would one respond to that particular verses? This is tough verses. Okay, this is not level 1 verses. This is high level verses right here. Heavy verses, yeah. Avoiding the issues at hand. I didn't avoid anything. I just told you that culturally, where I am from, being accused of not taking a side and being a fence sitter is a great cultural insult, and it will require blood. There is much derision for the fence sitter. It is pitiable, but to choose goat or fish is to meet less derision. That's no. Then the versus becomes physical, because you've now insulted a Puapua Islander, where no fences are allowed because they are a symbol of the verses, and they will, and their entire tradition on Puapua is to resist the verses, and you have now crossed the line of Puapua culture, okay? And you were warned. Are you threatening goat versus fish? I'm not a Puapua Islander, so there's no threat. The threat is theoretical, okay? I myself am no fence sitter. I am fish. And like a fish, I am swimming in the knowledge sea looking for answers about the verses. This is what fish does, no? Happily swims in the sea of knowledge, searching for the verses. For does a goat not graze on the fields looking for the verses? You don't really understand goat versus fish? Understanding isn't needed. Embracing the verses is what's needed. Goat versus fish does not endorse a violence. Oh. Let's see. But if goat and fish were put together, would there not be violence? Say large predatory fish and goat are thrown together into the verses, into the world. Fish and goat will fight. It does happen. We do not deny it. Yes. Good. I'm glad to see that you don't deny the truth. The goat and fish are locked in an eternal blood struggle, okay? I know you attempt to bring peaceable resolution to the verses, but the verses is blood. Fish eat other fish, savage fish, yes. But we fish have survived many, many aeons longer than goat. Fish do what we must. Goat do as they're told, okay? A goat is kept. A fish swims free in the ocean, kept by no one, okay? Does that mean that oftentimes you have to do consuming verses with another fish? Yes. I will not deny it. Some say goat evolved from fish. Yes. A much weaker bloodline. They're a wild goat? No, there are no wild goat. Not truly wild. You know why? Because we have seen footage of these wild goats. And can one truly be wild if he is under surveillance? But the fish of the deep sea, no one surveils them. They are truly free. They are truly free. One can simply take up a camera and travel and see the mighty ibex. But if one wishes to see that which lies at the deep, well, one better be magic. A fish swims free, unsurveilled. Unsurveilled. The fish does as it pleases. Goats climb mountains. Fish swim to the top of mountains much taller than any mountain that a goat could ever achieve on land. Beneath the ocean, there are mountains that dwarf the mountains, and the fish goes as the fish pleases to the top and to the bottom of the mountain. Keep it going. Give me something that goat does that's better than fish, and I'll prove to you that fish wins the verses. I'll prove. Goat can eat anything, so can fish. Everything, like water, is the universal solvent. Everything breaks down in the water, and when it gets small and particulate enough, a small fish comes along and eats that shit. Come on, hit me with it. Fish. How do we get people to read better quality fiction? That's not a goat versus fit. That's not a goat question. Can a goat come eat this empty can of Arnold Palmer over here? That'd be nice. Goat can produce milk. How's this a point for goat? Fish can be smoked and eaten in a variety of ways. Fish also produce deliciousness from their bodies. Some would say more nutritious deliciousness than goat. I mean, you can argue that if there's species of fish that exist that we have no clue about. I'm surprised I haven't seen the most weak sauce versus yet. Because oftentimes goats will be like, oh yeah, well if goat versus fish had a fight on land, that goat wins and fish just suffocates. And I say, like, well, yeah, and if they have a fight in the water, fish wins and goat drowns. Goat is a cutie, so is fish. Look at Finding Nemo. Way cuter than goat. There's never been a Disney movie made about a cute little goat. Cool? Next. Goat is hotter than fish. Fish have been spotted near thermal vents at the bottom of the ocean in like 1200 degree water and shit. A goat would cook and burn to crisp in 1200 degree. No, you didn't say sexier, you said hotter. You were defeated. This versus is over. Fish smell normal in fishland. Fish don't smell at all in fishland. Shark is a fish. Yeah, shark is a fish. Yeah. Paul, you're way too good at this. It's not fair. I know. Well, I'm not way good. It's just that the truth is hard to argue. Goat goes bah. Fish goes bloop bloop. Whale wins both sides. Nah, whale has to breathe. Fish don't need to breathe. Whale can go down to where the fish dwell. Certainly. He can be among the fish. The whale must go to the surface where the goats are to get his air. A fish needs no air. A fish lives and dies in the darkness and the deep. Free as a fish. Is it just gorilla all over again? No. Wrong. That's a non sequitur. Okay? That's not pro-goat and anti-fish. Vosh is goat. We have evidence. Disgusting. But makes sense as Vosh is inferior. Vosh, I would dare say, is a mistake, like many goats. I'm pro-goat, but feel like fish is the superior choice. Yeah, it is. And look, goats have an inferiority complex, hence why they're so stubborn. You know how goats are always mad and, you know, butting at people and getting mad, you know. Fish don't get mad. You don't see fish like, rrr. Fish are just like, see? Jaws isn't mad. Jaws is hungry. You see? There's a difference. Jaws isn't mad. So you wouldn't know this, goat versus fish, because you're the ultimate fence rider. There's the call out that has been coming forever. The ultimate fence rider in the world is goat versus fish, their self. Because all of the times that goat versus fish has asked somebody, are you goat or fish? Goat versus fish has never answered that question and will not. And I think that's telling. Because goat versus fish likes to call other people fence riders. But the ultimate fence rider is goat versus fish. He will not say, I am goat. He will not say, I am fish. He rides the fence. Thank you, baby. The wind is... I had to put the umbrella down, yeah. Because it was about to get crazy out here. That's the call out right there. I'm sick of goat versus fish dancing around his own question. There's always the fence sitter who accuses goat versus fish. I'm not a fence sitter, I'm a fish. I'm a card-carrying and avowed fish, sir. How dare you question my status? It is you who rides the fence. I bet there are splinters in your balls. Okay? I'm willing to let my balls be examined. There will be no splinters. But you, sir, have ridden that fence, one leg on each side. For the entirety of the verses. Never once have you made the call. You sit the fence. You sit the fence.
He has to sacrifice by sitting on the fence to spread the verses.
Yep. You couldn't spread the verses with any kind of credibility if you were not a fence sitter. Because you would be called immediately a fish propagandist, and you would be. Any self-respecting fish will tell you that fish is superior to goat. So you must be a fence sitter in order to do the verses. I sit so you don't have to, but also I never sit on the fence. Yeah, see, that's contradictory. This is a contradiction in the verses. And, you know, the next time we meet in person, we will do this verses in person. Because I think that I have found the thread that if I pull it enough, the whole verses unwinds. And then there's peace on earth.
You gotta keep them up on game plan changes.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. But the verses will be verses. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish should open a restaurant that does like goat biryani and like, you know, fish stew and sushi. And make somebody choose goat or fish and then have a fence sitter menu. You know what I mean? That has goat and fish fusion dishes.
It
would work. Fish eyeballs with goat liver sauteed in champagne gravy or whatever. It'd be good with some shallots. I love pupusas, yeah. They're El Salvadorian food, if I'm not mistaken. Or Venezuelan? I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I think they're El Salvadorian food. But I'm over the moon for some pupusas. Are you asking goat versus fish to be your goat? Are you saying you're a goat? If I were to ask you that, would it be asking a goat? No, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. El Salvador. Yeah, pupusas are great, man. Hard to find sometimes, good ones. Unless you're in LA or the Bay Area. Pupusas aren't super popular. They should be, though, because they're fucking great. They're fucking amazing. Oh. Pupusa sounds like an insect to you? It sounds like a sex act to me. Went out on a date the other night, dude, and I knew it was a lock, and sure enough, I took that bitch home and she gave me the pupusa, you know? Word, the pupusa? Yup. The whole pupusa. Damn, man. That's crazy. Gross. Bro, I'm genuine. I'm genuinely. I'm 10 years old forever, bro. I'm sorry. Okay? My sense of humor has just never developed, okay? I'm sorry. Bitch gave me a pupusas, yo. She gave me a sloppy pupusa. Oh shit, dude, was that hot? Yeah, dude. It was hotter than shit. Damn, dude. Was it all gooey? Dude, you know that pupusa was gooey. Dude, there's something fucking wrong with me, bro. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. She showed me the pupusa, bro. I don't know, dude. Here's the thing. I've had pupusas a few times. Every time I've had them, I've gotten like different one, like a sampler plate of them, like 2 or 3 pupusas of different fillings. I had one that had like black bean in it. I had one that had a meat, like pork, like pulled pork in it, and one that was like cheesy. And I gotta tell you, I liked them all. So it's like, I don't know what my favorite, I don't think I've gotten to have them enough, you know? How high are you? Or are you just tired? Yes. Both. Um, Speaking of, I think I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good night.